No.
Hello.
Sober. I'm so tired. I don't even want to go get wine. This week has kicked my butt.
I should be drinking. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy
hell
early
yeah.
birthday.
Yeah, but this is one that nobody cares about. Last year was, a decade, and everybody likes the decade numbers. Next year, I will be the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything. But as of this year, nobody cares. What the hell is wrong with me? My friends say I should act my age.
There it is.
Yes, I.
If my sister wasn't on the East Coast and a baby, she would be here. She's gonna fall asleep during the stream, probably.
I'm on East Coast, but I'm nocturnal, so I'd be up anyways.
See, yeah, exactly. It's like you just gotta do it. But it's fine.
I love that.
I love it. I'm wearing my choker today.
I'm feeling it.
You don't know. Mm-hmm. Sharpied my nails in a long time.
You think it'd be too obvious, but you think it'd be too obvious the last time I saw it?
Not in Catholic school anymore. Haha. Like my sister got in trouble for cherry chapstick. And she also, I think, got detention for writing I heart Ron Weasley on an eraser.
Well, yeah, that's poor taste. Come on now.
Also the devil because wizardry, or redheaded. I'm not really sure which. For saying what?
Dang. D-A-N-G. I got in trouble in Catholic school for that. Because it was too close to damn. So therefore.
Oh my gosh.
I was left-handed. That's my trouble.
Hey, let's go.
Power of Christ compels you. Right-handed only. Yeah, it was a fun 3 years. Supreme sarcasm.
If
I
only
have a
that's how it
distinct
worked.
memory. Yeah. I said
One of my
crap
first-
once.
No, but I think
My teacher, because we were cleaning our desks out, and I was like, "Oh, what's all this crap from?" My teacher was like as if it was the worst thing she's ever heard. Kid, this was like first grade too.
For the record,
Burned in my
3 up, 3 down. My little mobile game I'm playing a whole bunch.
Yeah.
That's early hilarious.
Love that.
Okay, I got to throw something in because we were talking about Ninja Turtles. Number one, I'm just going to point out a mask up there on my wall. And Casey, no, that's the radio guy. But no, Casey Jones. And secondly, is the fact that that was my first, well, one of the first times I can remember going to a movie theater because I was like one of the world's biggest Ninja Turtle fans when I was, little. And so my dad took me to see the first Ninja Turtle movie. And I remember the like shell shock, no pun intended, that I got when, April puts the Psy in her purse and Raph, like Jen just said, goes, damn. And as soon as he did that, I was like, oh my God, it's like a whole new world just opened up. One of my Ninja Turtle cartoons just said a swear. This is like the real thing now.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry. I have the ability to murder somebody. I want the bit takes the tree power.
My mic? Everything's going through my headphones. It's not my mic. That is my other half who's in the background.
Sorry. I can move if you want.
Just a little bit, love. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
No, I murdered him. Vigilante, I murdered him. I just wanted to do it.
And I'm Virvada, the girl who's just like that golden retriever with the chef hat on. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Just happy to be here. Jen does the audio recording stuff. So that's her domain. Hate it every other time. It's because I'm a Virgo. To your Gemini.
Hello there.
Thank you. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, allegedly you have like hundreds you can just pull out randomly, so it can't be us.
Why? I like you guys. Why would I kick you off anywhere? Sorry. Let's see. I like you. It's funny. I've had all this time to think about who I was going to talk about, and I was literally this afternoon talking to my wife and my kids. Like, who do I talk about? I don't know which ones to talk about that I haven't mentioned already. And then it occurred to me that I have mentioned the fact that I go against the canon when it comes to, like, say, we've talked about Buffy before and how I'm one of the few people that thinks she should have ended up with Riley. I realized there's also a couple of other TV shows and various other forms of media that I like to buck the trend. Like, for example, Smallville, another show I'm crazy about. Obviously, Clark Kent, Lois Lane. That's the canon relationship. And yet my favorite pairing in that show was actually there's a character named Alicia Baker who was played by Sarah Carter. Now, granted, her introduction was a little excessive, but I loved the idea of Clark getting to be with someone who also had abilities. So they both had to keep each other's secret. I also loved oh crap, I had a second example. Power Ranger nerd. I'm a big Power Ranger fan, and obviously everybody loves the pairing of the original Green Ranger Tommy and Kimberly. I actually preferred Kimberly and Kat because whereas Tommy and Kimberly was, cute and romantical and all that jazz, and they had the whole superhero team up thing going on, at the end of the day, it was high school puppy love. And in some of the expanded media, the comics and things of that nature, we get to see Tommy and Kat actually blossom into a genuine lifelong romance. They have a kid together, they work together, she calls him on his bullshit, calls him on his bull when he oh yeah, I didn't have to censor that, sorry. She calls him on his crap, and I've discussed it before with Nathan and Elena that I love that. I've always loved that kind of relationship. And so the fact that Kat and Tommy do that is just that's my pick. And I realize that's not the one that everybody loves, but there's more to it than, it's that old saying, happy endings are just stories that haven't finished yet. So I like the long haul. Just because it's pretty when you're, in a certain phase of your life doesn't necessarily mean it's going to last the long haul. Uh-oh. Kid's making face. Well, maybe that sounds a little more cynical than I meant it. I just meant simply that, you know, the cutesy high school romance phase does not a long haul relationship make.
I don't know them is the problem. But I will say we talked about the high school thing with I feel like the Days Gone episode last week. We kind of touched on that. You got to go through some shit. So, yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I have been playing Mass Effect for years. It is my favorite trilogy. I know it's hard to pick. I know my top one is probably always going to be Liara. I love her. Second, I'd probably give it to Tally, and then Rain, Miranda. There we go. I have not. I tried Inquisition, but I couldn't do it. I am on my 8th run. Oh, it's Karlach every time.
No, that's too much pressure. Wait, I need a minute. I mean, um, they're hot women, first of all, and very capable, but I need to think on the tropes because my brain's not working right now. But yeah, no, they all have we all have something in common with our types. It's not as obvious as mine, where it's not oh, so sad little elf boy. Yeah, that's real easy to compare. So let me think on it for a second.
I was having a hard time deciding because there's my favorite reading one. What?
Wait, what? I don't know if you guys saw the chat. She said it's raining a ton where she's at, which is weird because it's not that far away from where I'm at. It's not raining at all.
All right. Non-video game. It was suggested a couple of ones. There's my favorite webtoon Boyfriends, which has a lovely polycule. But I decided to go on the one that I got stabbed into my arm, being Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. The communication is lovely, and I absolutely adore the both of them. At some point, I plan on cosplaying one of them. I don't know which yet. That's a low bar to clear. Thank you. This was the second piece I got. Yeah, I've been wanting this to be canon since the animated Batman days, basically. So when they finally got their own comic runs and it was canon, I was absolutely ecstatic over it and read through. They have their own like 8-issue mini run of them dealing with Ivy coming back to life, which is a whole thing in of itself. And how they like navigate. There we go. Words are hard today. Navigate through like her refinding herself and what that means for the two of them and the plant clone. And they're just really good together, and they always somehow make it out in the end. And I love that about them. I see Ivy as planned chaos, where Harley is just an agent and like manifestation thereof, here for the fun. Yeah.
I was trying to think of something more modern and nowadays, but I kind of figured I would go back to one of the first romances that I first latched on to when I was first like thinking of complex relationships and different tropes being inside of a relationship. And that first one when I was like a teenager would have been from the anime Inuyasha was Inuyasha and Kagome. Um, I enjoyed their dynamic between the two of them. Like at first, it started off as like, okay, we have a crush going on, but then, oh no, my ex, the guy I'm falling in love with, ex has come back from the dead. Is very, very tele romance type situation there. But then also dealing with like the love triangle angle, both from that side of things as well as someone who was interested in Kagome as well. And then there's also the trope of like having that power dynamic. Inuyasha is a half demon, an ancient half demon who's very powerful and grows in power. But at the same time, all Kagome has to do is he has these cursed beads around his neck. She has to do is say sit, and he instantly has to fall down. And like he can be doing anything at that moment, like holding a cursed sword, be about to destroy a whole village, or just being a perv, any number of things. And all she has to do is say sit, and then he instantly hits the ground. Especially when she like goes on a rapid succession of saying sit over and over again. Just seeing their dynamics of them slowly falling in love with each other, despite all the chaos that's going on around them, the villains that they have to deal with, the love interests that are after them. and slowly coming together. I haven't got the chance to finish watching it. I kind of like stopped off where Adult Swim stopped off back in the day. I haven't really watched the new ones yet. But just seeing their dynamic between each other, I remember being riding in my car or riding in the backseat of my car during a family vacation, and I had the one of the movies playing, and it was the first time that they actually kissed on the show, and I was just like, oh my god, like I was so excited to see that happen. So it was definitely one of the first romances on outside of video games that really like truly drew me in.
The way that Inuyasha had me in a chokehold for so much of my life, I can't even explain. So I love Inuyasha and Kagome. I also love Moroku and Sango, like their romance is so good. And it wasn't until that, you know, that Inuyasha sequel show that came out. I can't remember what it's called because I did not watch it, because that was when I found out that Rin and Sesshomaru were actually a couple and not just a really cute like dad-daughter relationship, which is what I thought it was growing up. And I was like thoroughly icked, could not watch that sequel show. But I don't ship them at all. I love Sesshomaru, but like, not Rin's like his daughter, okay? But yes, Inuyasha and Kagome, so cute. Similar in a similar vein, the same thing happened with Fullmetal Alchemist because I shipped Roy Mustang and Riza Hawkeye so freaking hard. And when they kissed in the movie, I still remember that moment in my life because it was so impactful. I was like, I waited so long for this. That's how it felt watching Inuyasha and Kagome too. So yes, love that. Totally agree. I think we're the only two here who know what Inuyasha is. Maybe.
Fair enough. And like I said, it definitely had a chokehold on me as well. Like in my teenage years, I was just like, oh my god, I'm so invested in this romance. And Yasha, stop going after Kikyo. Leave her alone. Koga, calm down. Get away from them.
I know. I was like, Kikyo needs to go die again.
Like,
Koga
please.
needs to just go off into the mountains, be a wolf. Leave him alone. It was so good. I love that show. I mean, I don't know if it's over actually because it just kept going, but I loved it. Yeah. Oh, Daddy Batman said he knows about it. Oh. Okay, sorry, I was catching up on the chat. Who's next? Because Jen says it's my turn to rule now. I think her internet's not like great right now. Oh, you just don't know Inuyasha. Oh, okay. Sorry. No, I love it. Apollo. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about ones that I really like, but then I'll get to my favorite because my favorite hasn't changed. But I'll start with stuff I haven't talked about. So I really, really like the romances from the Silmarillion. I really like Melian and Thingol because that relationship just sets up really the entire history of Middle Earth that we get, because their daughter Luthien, who's the most beautiful woman who's ever lived, marries Baron. A couple generations later, we get Elrond and Elros, and Elrond, of course, is the father of Arwen. Elros is by a couple thousand years grandfather of Aragorn or of Aragorn. Or Aragon, I don't know why I'm saying it wrong. Who is another great couple. So just the meeting of Melian and Thingol leads to so many great romances and so many great love stories in the world of Middle Earth. But they're not my favorite. My favorite still hasn't changed. It still comes from this show. I'm still going to go with Willow and Tara because I love the way that Willow and Tara meet at a time when Willow has just lost Oz. She's at a low point, and meeting Willow, she really discovers who she is and blossoms in that role. We get in that relationship, we get a story of addiction and how it can destroy a relationship. We get Tara being strong because when Willow is addicted to magic, she basically has an intervention and says, this is how you are hurting me. And if you do it again, this will be the consequence. Willow does it again. Tara sticks to it, even though she loves her. And the end of that episode is an all-time favorite ending of an episode for me, even though it's heartbreaking because they have Michelle Branch on there singing goodbye to you as they pack everything up. I mean, it's horrible, but it's also amazing. and then of course they make it back together, and then everything falls apart because of course Terry gets shot in the head. That's not great, but the whole up till that point, I just love that relationship. Like that is it's gonna be hard for anything ever to beat that relationship for me. I mean, it's possible. It's gonna be difficult.
I still need to watch that show. I just kind of giggled, and you're like, "Oh, she was shot, and that's not good." And like, this was so funny and nonchalant.
Well, I was talking about things that I liked, and then I rambled into that, and I was like, well, that's not a good part, but the rest of it.
It's still not raining by me. It's so wild.
According to Twitch, the video is unavailable.
Yeah. Do you have, well, you said you did. You had a favorite non-game. Yeah, bonus points for ones that other people really like for some reason, but you can't understand. I have one of those. House of Hope. Oh, I don't like either. You know what's always funny about these books is like the man is like, "Hey, I'm Viper," and the girl's just like, "I'm Kate," and like I don't get it. There's always like these dangerous like dudes with rando names, and then girls with like the most basic bitch ass names. Is it because we're supposed to imagine it's us, like who's reading it? I don't understand. I say that as someone who's read a bunch of these kind of books. I've read a bunch of these kind of books. Yeah. Also, I have a question. Do you have a thing for vampires? Can you just say that with a straight face? Like, is your Spike plushie in reach? Yeah. Okay. If you need good vampire books, Jen has a list. Oh no, her Spike has moved apparently. Yeah, I don't know. I've just read a bunch of those, and I feel like it's okay. No, actually, I have to save that for after the mid break. Never mind. Oh, they're so cute. In a really very awkward, complete sharp turn away from what you were just talking about. My favorite non-game romance couple that I was going to say, because I didn't think anyone else was going to say this, was Bandit and Chili from Bluey, because their marriage is just so beautiful. And if you haven't seen Bluey, it's because you don't have a child, probably, or you aren't around children a lot. It's a children's show, but it's just a really good marriage. And my honorary mention is definitely going to have to be Mulan and Shang from Mulan, because I love their relationship too. Leave it to me to talk about like the Y7 rated show or something.
Would you like to stay for dinner? Would you like to stay forever?
That's my favorite. That's my favorite part. Yeah, I have a 4-year-old, it shows, but also Bluey's like for the adults. I feel like some of those episodes have legit made me cry. But yeah. Oh, another one is definitely the 1995 BBC miniseries edition of Pride and Prejudice for Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet. I freaking love that version specifically. Oh, me too. Mhm. It's just great. It's a great show. I mean, you have a cat. That makes sense, right? Oh, it was on them? They've crossed over into Twilight. Oh, no. The worst case has happened. Okay. I have so much leather moisturizer because as a Virgo, it's my duty to care for everyone's things and be organized. Oh my god. Listen. Leather CPR, that's all you need. As long as it's leather, not pleather. This day's gone. We got, um, who'd you say? Becky, Daddy Bat Night, Stone Missios, The Cups, Toasty, Apollo, Muffin Eat Cake, Evie from HR, um, Magister DeVita, Lavelini. There we go. Did I miss anybody? I don't know. I forgot when. I don't know. We were just talking today. She sent me a beautiful video that she made in high school, a music video to the song Wedding Dress by Taeyong. And she said it was cringe, but it was actually good. It was not cringe. Also, oh, happy anniversary! And also, she had 69,000 views on that video, which is great, and also 69. No, everyone else can go first. I just went for the other bit, but I have so many because I'm apparently judgy. I don't know.
It's not that I don't understand or don't like it. I just think the character belongs to somebody else entirely. And it is a semi-popular one. For those that have seen it, it's Ruby. A lot of people go with Ruby Rose and Jean from it, and I think Ruby is better with Weiss. And because Jean just seems a little bland. It was based. It was set up so much in the first season. It was supposed to be with a different character being Pyrrha, but then she kicks the bucket early on. So everybody's like, "Oh, he should be with Ruby because it makes sense. They're both like the sort of leads of their teams." But Weiss and Ruby have like this awesome enemies to friends and then possibly to a relationship story arc that they could go through with, and I absolutely love that more. It's Ruby. It's from Rooster Teeth, same guys who did Red versus Blue. RWBY, yeah. Yep. And because her older sister and the other teammate, because it's a team of four, are already together, what's better than one pair of useless lesbians? Two pairs of useless lesbians. Okay, I'm good now. Mini rant over.
No, I've never heard of it even. But can I? Okay, so who do you want them to end up with? Ruby and they ended up with
Weiss.
and Weiss.
And a
Oh,
lot of
and
people ship her with Jean, which is sort of like the pseudo male lead of the group, of
oh,
what's left of them, at least.
cool. Well, because I had still been thinking about the trope that unifies your things, but I can't judge if it's gonna apply to either of these characters. But I was wondering if the trope that I was thinking kind of resonated with you. It doesn't necessarily apply super well to Miranda, but for Liara and Tally for the most part, and definitely Karlak, there's this trope called the heart, where it's like they usually try to push you towards like more morally good choices or paragon choices, but they're also just like the emotional center of the group. And I feel like Liara for sure and Karlak especially, like they just let everyone stay in the present. And I mean, Liara too also thinks of the future with the time capsule bit. But it made me think of all four of them, except Miranda, really, like I said, because she's
She's a
not
bit
like
of an
morally
outlier.
good. Yeah, but they all four of them are so strong and capable and confident and attractive. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I don't know. Maybe that one might apply to you.
That's definitely part of it. My usual thought is, especially with like Liara and Tali, it's very much like having that friendship and then going somewhere with it, and that pre-established just banter.
I always love that. Especially Lyra. Like she's your best friend, no matter if you romance her or not. Lyra's just so awesome.
Well, I think I've mentioned before. I mean, when we talk about our favorite versions of things, that Spider-Man and MJ, the only version of them I like them is the Insomniac games. A lot of people love them with the Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst. It was cute in the first movie. To me, it progressively got worse over the second and third, to where the point by the time the third one rolled around, I really didn't like her. But I'm gonna rock the boat a little bit. I mentioned this in chat. I am not done with the series, but considering this character is the reason I initially got into the series, it's kind of disappointing for me to point out that the relationship I want to mention is Sookie Stackhouse and damn near everybody. Because Anna Paquin, big fan of hers from the X-Men movies, and then I got into that because, hey, she's all grown up now and awesome, and then I watched this and I'm like, okay, I don't particularly like her with Bill, and I know quite a few people that swoon over her and Eric, and I don't get that either. And then she had a fling with Alcide, and I'm not okay with that. And now there's this new guy, and I don't like him because it's like, man, I don't like her, and it hurts me to say that because she's the whole reason I started watching it, and now it's Buffy all over again. I watch the show for everybody but the main character. I wasn't singling you
Accurate.
out. I did mention I know a few people.
Yeah, Sookie's not good enough for any of them, except for maybe Bill. He's weird. They can have each other.
So yeah, I don't know how where I'm currently at, she's just I can talk freely. I'm not gonna spoil it for anything or anybody. I guess I probably already have. But no, she's now pursuing a relationship with this half vampire fairy guy. And given why he's in Bontemps in the first place, I'm like, sweetie, honey, no. Like, what? Why? Nothing about this is going to end positively. And so, yeah, that was the final straw where I was like, man, I don't like her. And that was a hard pill for me to swallow.
I really liked her in the first 3 seasons. Seems okay right now.
I mean, I can see the appeal between Jason and uh I mean, I can see the attraction between both Jason and Jessica, but I don't know if that's a healthy pairing. From where I'm at, I'm not going to say why, but I liked I can't think of her name, Arlene, and the soldier guy who worked in the kitchen.
Harry.
Yeah, I liked them, and I just got to an episode where that didn't have a great ending. And the only other, I mean, I mentioned long ago that the first relationship I really rooted for was Jessica and Hoyt, and Oh, and then I like Sam and Luna. That relationship actually started to make me like Sam. And then, yeah, I was like, I joked with my wife. I said, I thought Game of Thrones did what it did, or, had its little formula because Game of Thrones. Turns out, no. HBO has a formula. And if you like somebody, we're going to make sure you either don't like them or they die.
Absolutely. For some reason, my camera has died. I'm not sure why. But anyways, going on. Thank you for that segue on Daddy Bat Night. Because speaking of Game of Thrones, that I truly cannot stand, and was a part of the whole season, the last season being just a horrible thing overall, was the relationship between Cersei and Jaime Lannister. Like, I had friends who were like, "Come on, like give Jamie a shot." He ends up like he killed the king because of this reason. He he's just misguided, etc., etc. And I'm just like, okay. After a while, I was like, okay, I'll give him a shot. He's starting to get with Brienne. I was like, okay, this is adorable. I like this. And then Homeboy gets on that horse, and I'm obscenely upset by the visage of him being like, I'm sorry, and him riding away to that poisonous snake in King's Landing. Meanwhile, Brienne of Tarth is just there sobbing, and I'm just like, this is horrid. Like, my dude, like, why? You could have had happiness with this one. Don't go after her. There's nothing but death in King's Landing. What are you doing? And then they die in each other's arms. It's the most sickening sickening thing to me. But yeah, that's definitely one of my top just boo relationships. Also honorary runner up Ron and Hermione, because I'm also not really a big fan of that either. Because that whole relationship going through the books, I'm just like, no, I get opposite attracts, but no.
Are we the same person? No, like seriously, are me and Magister to be the same person right now?
I mean, we're both Virgos, so I think we probably got that vibe going.
Me too. Well, for me, it's like
Everybody's still mad.
Yeah, he had the reason we're mad, scientifically speaking, is because there's such a thing called a character arc. And they just imploded it for Jamie. Like he had so much growth, so much development, so much hope for a better future because he comes from this freaking shit-eating family. He's got this nasty ass bitch for a sister, twin sister, which once again, I'm a twin. Twincest is always forbidden forever. And And then I'm like, I see this great way out where I'm like, okay, cool. Jaime and Tyrion are like the good Lannisters. They can get out of it. And then he's just like, actually, let me just go revert back to who I was in season 1 and erase everything that just happened to me. It was so frustrating to watch. I hated that. And also, Hermione should have ended up with Draco Malfoy. And I will die on that hill.
Yes, agreed on that one as well. All riled up now.
Sorry to spark the flame.
No, it's good.
It's funny because my pick is also an HBO couple for one I hate. What is it about HBO?
Oh,
They know drama.
Yeah,
They do.
and shitty relationships, apparently. Because my pick is Carrie Bradshaw and freaking Big. Like, I hate them. I actually hate Carrie as a character from Sex and the City. Sorry, let me be clear. This is very old beef because the show's from the 90s. But like their relationship makes no sense to me. That's where I'm going to leave it. We don't need to discuss it. Carrie's a bitch. Big's an awful asshole. They don't even deserve each other, let alone anything. But hate them. Also, in the same vein as Ron and Hermione, I really don't like Aang and Katara in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Those are my 2 picks. I had to pick 2 because it's really hard to pick one.
I didn't watch either of those, so I have no thoughts. I haven't finished Airbender yet. I'm struggling with the YA.
I feel like you would love. I feel like you should at least watch Sex and the City because it's like a cultural moment from 30 years ago. But also, like, Samantha's my favorite character, and I feel like she would also be your favorite character in that show. So
I heard that it doesn't stand the test of time. Like, you have to have the nostalgia for it in order to get past some of the blatantly horrible things that they do on that show.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I just rewatched it within the last year, and I do have some nostalgia for it, but I was also like too young to watch it when it was coming out. It's campy because it's made in the 90s, or at least the first couple seasons, but it definitely holds up a lot better than fucking Friends. Okay, that's my other hill to die on. Is I don't understand people like Friends still. The show sucks. Sex and the City is like at least better. I think like the things that are in there are not like, at least from what I remember. Please don't quote me and correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't remember anything like cancelable from Sex and the City. There's things that are like, oh, well, we wouldn't, make that hilarious whatever comment today, or oh, that was kind of mishandled, but nothing so egregious. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's also from the 90s, so.
Okay. Maybe I'll give it a shot. We'll see. But Apollo, do you have one that you want to add?
All right. Well, I'll do 3 quickies instead of going deep into any one. So this one I've mentioned before. I love Mulder. I love Scully. Love the X-Files. Hate Mulder and Scully as a couple. Couldn't stand that at all. Number 2, this is a couple that on the show, awesome. I'm happy on the show that they got together. But if I met this couple in real life, I don't think I could be in the same room with them for more than about 10 seconds. And that would be Michael and Holly from The Office. Love that they got together. Would not be able to be in a room with them because they would drive me nuts. And then number 3, since you did say, is there one that somebody doesn't like that somebody else does? Sorry, Daddy Bat Night, but I couldn't stand Buffy and Riley. Oh, I hated that couple so much. But that's, taste is relative.
I didn't watch The Office. Apparently, I just don't watch TV. I don't know what's going on. So I don't have any on that one. Buffy and Riley, I do see it. I don't understand that one. I don't think Buffy should be with anybody, if I'm being completely honest. Angel is not. Angel should be with Cordelia. At full stop period there. Spike, maybe okay. But that's a whole lot of emotional trauma and a big scene that would have to be completely removed from memory in order for the relationship to be acceptable again. And Buffy and Riley both had some maturing and growing up to do before they could be in a proper relationship together. I don't think that college romance was for either of them. They needed to grow up a little bit first. Buffy needs to be single. That's my stance. I'm still trying to run through relationships that I've experienced in my head and to say that I honestly just straight up don't like them together. I can't pick one. I don't know.
Did you watch Lucifer?
I did.
I hated Chloe and Lucifer together for every single season except for the last one.
You hated them together except for them in the last one?
Yeah. I'm sorry. She's like not even worth his time up until the end. I don't even understand like his devotion because she was just like, oh, so boring. Oh, no. But then like at the end where she's like, I accept my love for you and your love for me. And then like the end was so cute. And that was great. But up until that, I was like, oh my God, Chloe, go away. Like, I was so bored of her. But yeah, I really like
wasn't she created specifically for him, essentially, by God?
that's
So,
what they
like,
say,
kind
but
of
who
hard for him to
knows?
resist that.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Was she really created for him? Because like who told him that? I don't know. God could say whatever he wants. And that doesn't have to be true. He could just be lying. I don't know.
God can lie.
That's his God. The whole God works in mysterious ways thing. How do you think he works in mysterious ways? He like just lets you. Is there free will, or is it like I literally created this person for you? You could argue like every person was created for someone, and that someone is God. Let me reap some souls. Oh, you didn't do it right? Now you're for Lucifer. Go down to hell. Who knows? That's why I could not understand her like hang up about that. Even if that was true, did you look at him? Be okay with that, Chloe. Just be okay with it. Open your arms and be like, all right, I was made for you, I guess. Wow, what a horrible fate.
I don't know. She was just such a good kind of foil to him throughout the whole series, though. The banter and her just not putting up with his
that's true.
narcissism and stuff. Like, she was so good at that.
I guess for me, I just could not understand how she was like so not into it. I would have just laid down right there and been like, I'm good.
That's because you're a monster fucker. That's why.
That's true. There was brain chemistry was altered when his wings first unfurled. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. And also, you are fully aware that I've watched the entirety of Lucifer. I literally text you within 5 minutes of me watching the ending, and you ran to me to hug me.
It's true. Oh yeah, that was when I first moved here, and I was staying in the hotel.
Yeah,
that was great. I love that I could do that for you when you were finishing it. I wish you lived close enough that I could do that all the time.
20 minutes is not that long of a drive.
That's true. You guys know I've literally never been to her house still. How is this possible?
That's because literally nobody's been to my house. I don't allow people here.
Well, see, there you go. You can come over whenever.
Okay. I was like, Sam's been here once, and so has Navi because she needed to get into her cosplay outfit, but that is it. Nobody has seen my house. Mainly because I am a hoarder and I don't want to admit that to the public. No.
Until right now.
I live in a hobbit hole. No, it's just because I don't really entertain here anymore. Yeah. So, is there a relationship that I don't like? If I think of one, if I honestly try and think of people that I just do not understand together, I'm sure that I probably could, but a lot of the media that comes to my mind is either video game related or romance novels. And the romance novels that I read, they're meant to be together. These people are designed to fit together. They're what the author intended me to read as. This is the fantasy that I'm seeing played out. So I travel with them down their path. I enjoy the story, and whether or not, this relationship dynamic is not something that I would ever want in my world, or whether it is like, okay, that chick kind of gets on my nerves, but I really, really like the girl she's hooking up with. That's just the way that I am. I can find the little bits and pieces out of people, and as long as I can latch on to that one thing, then I'm good with it. Except for Jamie and Cersei. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, that has to be the exception.
Yeah.
Or Bella and Edward.
No, because I like them together too. By the
Okay.
end of book 4,
turn.
you don't like them
post turn.
together?
Oh, I didn't finish reading it. I couldn't.
Then you can't judge it.
I don't
Well,
think
they're
I've
good
even seen
together
that movie.
by the end.
No, I can't. I will. I will judge it because I read the first, or maybe I did read the fourth one. I still didn't like it. Just feels icky to like have a barely year-long relationship end in her dying and also giving birth to his kid and being stuck with him forever.
They were together
Just a
for
lot
like
for
2
an
years
18-year
before all that happened, but okay. Sorry.
I don't know.
I need
Someone
to
said
quit
they did the
defending it.
timeline, and like the only way they could confirm it was like a year. But
No.
that was someone else's calculations. I didn't do that. I don't
Watch
know.
the 5th movie and we'll see.
Maybe.
Okay. All right.
Maybe I will.
I think this is a good spot for us to wrap it up before I go off on a Twihard rant. That night, go ahead and shout out all the wonderful things on the internet you do.
Sorry, I had to find the right or the right tab to unmute. All right, so I don't know about wonderful, but I am still doing my Twitch page. My most recent count has my followers up to the perfect ending to any good wrestling match, a 1, 2, 3. So I am streaming 4 days a week, Sunday through Wednesday. I usually aim for 9 p.m. Eastern time, sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, depending on when I get my kids to bed. And I play a different game all 4 days. Right now, I am doing a replay of Sunday is Marvel's Midnight Suns. On Bat Monday, I'm currently playing Telltale's Batman series. Tuesday, you know what? I don't know how many people from my stream actually watch this. I was going to make it a surprise, but in case anybody hears this, I should next week be finishing up Ghostbusters the game for Tuesday night, and my the next game I'm going to be streaming on Tuesday nights is going to be Banishers. Yes, Apollo, I got that game. And then Wednesday night, I am playing, I call Wednesday night WW Wednesday, and I'm playing 2K24's My Rise. So, yeah, we just got past Survivor Series. I'm still Universal Champion, in the game at least. And so I've had a couple subscribers. As I mentioned, the followers are up to 123. And my little tagline at the end of every stream is whether you – and I also have a Discord server. I call it the gaming table. And my little tagline at the end of every episode is whether you are subscribed, following, chatting, or just lurking, everybody's a fellow knight of the gaming table, and I wish all of them a great day and a night.
Thank you. Thank you. How many nights a week are you streaming now?
4.
4 nights a week.
Sunday,
All right.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Sounds good. Evie from HR, where can our listeners find you on the internet?
All of the Persona socials, as it were, and my Twitch channel is at Evie Plays, ending with a Z, and the L is a 1. I'm on Twitch. I stream Thursdays. I want to bump it up to Wednesdays, but working nights takes a lot out of me. But we try. I play a lot of variety games. Usually it's some form of FPS with my idiot friends that I adore on Thursday nights, some R6 and CSGO. Occasionally Helldivers. And if I can find the time, Overwatch. But yeah, that's about it from me.
Nice. Send me or post in our Discord your Twitch channel, and I will make sure that the girls are following you.
There's a Discord? I need this.
The Robots Radio Discord, and also the Two Girls One Ship
Oh, okay.
Discord. Yeah. Thank you. And I will make sure that at least this account is following you for sure. And my personal one. So I like to follow all of our listeners if I can. Magister DeVita, what you got?
Hello. It's Magister DeVita here. Thank you for having me. I am currently assisting with currently building up a Fiverr account. I'm currently assisting people when it comes to world building, whether it be sci-fi, fantasy, modern day, or if you want to do character building, whether it's for tabletop, role playing, or even LARPing, whatever else that you want to do. I'm offering my service as a consultant to be basically someone that you can sound off your ideas off of and help you grow those things. You can find me on the Discord, both Two Girls One Ships, as well as other ones as well, or on the Patreon as well. And feel free to hit me up if you have any, want to bounce off any ideas or anything like that.
Woohoo! Yes, and once you get your Fiverr fully up and running, please let us know, and we will include it where we can.
Will do.
Apollo, what you got going on?
Well, I don't do anything cool on the internet, but I have in the past 4 weeks for the first time in my life, joined the ranks of people who can actually run a mile without stopping. So that's something.
That is something. I can walk a mile without stopping. I don't know if I can run one anymore. Oh. V, can you walk a mile without tripping?
Wait, is this a reference to something?
Walking without tripping and stumbling over your feet? Yeah.
I think. Wait.
You
is this from
twisted your ankle.
something?
You
I could do
twisted your
that.
ankle in Seattle by just walking. Sorry. I was
Okay.
making.
But the state of the sidewalk was abysmal. There was a crooked thing, and I was talking to people, but I regularly run like 3 miles when I run, and I don't trip
Oh, that's right.
almost
You're right.
ever. So I think I could totally do it. I walk crooked though.
Almost ever? You said you don't trip almost ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm a human being, allegedly, and I run on a trail, so there's like rocks and tree roots, and so if anything, I'm pretty good at not tripping, is what I'm trying to say.
All right. I rescind my statement. You were correct because you do run all the freaking time. And that just totally did not enter my brain.
That's okay. I had to run today after my kid. She didn't listen. I was like, I've been training for this. It was great. I actually caught up to her. Wasn't even out of breath. I was like, heck yeah, couch to 5K app. Came in
Woo!
clutch today.
I don't run anymore. I walk. I have old knees. I don't like them. All right. And if you like what you are hearing, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes or on Spotify and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. You can now find me on the Cyberpunk Lorecast with my co-host Toasty, where we explore the foundations of the past the state of Night City today, and the news of the future for all things cyberpunk. Check out Scyther Audio's newest fan-made production, The Avengers, the audio drama, where you can hear me and several of our podcasting friends. You can reach out to me in our Two Girls One Ship channel on the Robots Radio Discord, and come give us a follow on all the social medias and on patreon.com/twogirlsoneship. Our theme music was composed by the ever-talented Pipeman Studios, and our artwork was designed by the esteemed Let's Not. Links are in the description.
I am also on the Robots Radio Discord and on our own Two Girls One Ship Discord server, where we nerd out on all our favorite CGI significant others. Be sure to check out our live streams, like you are right now, on Fridays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Our podcast episodes come out on Mondays because you need at least one good thing on a Monday.
So thanks for listening, and remember,
Beauty is in the eye of the controller.
yes, it is. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Audio recording is 1 hour, 16 minutes long, which means that it is going to be under an hour this week, because there is definitely enough of fuckery in order for me to cut out of that. With my drama on the interwebs today, I am not going to risk this much further for tonight. But thank you so much for being here. And also thank you to the internet gods for allowing this stream to go off the entire time. Oh. All right, but this is like the
You're
70.
Thanking it, and
I know, and then it
you're
crashes.
Thanking it, and just like so messed up.
I know.
Sorry.
Tis fate. So before it crashes, thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you next month. Do we have topic points out for next month yet?
I mean, I haven't voted on it yet.
Oh, okay.
So
But we have
we'll
ideas.
find out what the people want when they have spoken.
Ooh, and this is going to be May. Okay. It's going to be May.
I understood that reference.
So proud of you.
Okay,
Good night,
Cap.
I went through a boy band phase. I used to know those songs and could even dance to them, but now we don't want to see the flubber fly, so it's okay. I'm not going to do that.
All right. Good night, everyone.